If you're someone that feels like the ways of the world is not the way that you want to be, hence your parents trying to tell you to be a certain way, people around you act the same way, nothing fucking resonates with you, no matter how hard you try to fit in, you feel like you are losing yourself. And sometimes we get to a point where we question, is there something wrong with me? Because everyone outside of you makes it seem like there's something off about you. Well, I'm here to tell you that ain't true. There's nothing wrong with you, but there is something unique about you. And if you resonate with everything I just said, then this video is for you. Because on today's episode, I want to share with you 12 signs that your personality is complex to the point people just don't get you. And everything I'm going to share with you in this video is going to help you see how valuable and worthy your uniqueness is, but also how to finally stop caring about what people think about you and how to start embracing how you feel and see yourself. It's Gooch, beautiful beings. Welcome back, AwakenOnes, on another episode on Embracing Essential series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, so glad to have you here. If you've been on this journey with me so far, gang, only love, you know who you is. On this channel, I am an energetic activator, here to assist you to awaken the things you have yet to see with emotional awareness to evolve on your spiritual journey. Other than that, beautiful beings, if you want to check anything about me, all my services will be down in the description box below, as well as the comments section where you'll be redirected to my link tree, to my Etsy shop where I sell dream catchers and also jewelry. And then you'll also be redirected to my Awaken Prophecy Healing course, which is assists you on how to adapt the fundamentals of healing to awaken to your purpose. And then also you'll be redirected to my website with my services and all the other merch that I sell. And then lastly, please go follow me and my homegirl Jessica Frias on Spotify, where we post new audios every single Sunday and not Sunday, I always forget, it's Monday, where we talk about things that we feel need to be talked about in today's world. But other than that, beautiful beings, let's get into this video. 12 signs that your personality is so complex that people just don't get you. Now, let me say that in an easier format. 12 signs that people just don't get you because your personality is unique as fuck, boo-boo. Just letting you know. But I'm sharing this because throughout all my life, I felt like there was always something wrong with me. But then I had to realize that, Brittany, you say it all the time. You're not meant to be like this world. You're meant to create a new world within this world. And that could sometimes dismantle our spirit because we feel like, why is it everyone seems like they're getting everything that they want, even though you feel like they're not staying true to themselves because they're being like everyone else. I'm here to tell you, if our creator is so unique and why we look and act different, even though the similarities that we have is our skeleton, is our flesh, is our eyeballs, is our arms, it's our legs, is because we were meant to live in a universe, in a world where there's so much differences in order to bring differences into one, meaning that we're not meant to be the same. And if we try to be like each other, we're dull as fuck. I mean, our creator is too intelligent for that shit. So that means we're too intelligent to follow what our parents say, to follow the crowd of our friendships that we know aren't good for us, or relationships where we know that person is not even, they're not even clear on what it is that they want, or your family members that try to bully you into convincing you that there's something not right about you, but I'm better than you. Let's cut the bullshit right now. I'm sharing this video with you because I want you to start embracing your existence and who you are, but not in a narcissistic way. It's more in a way where we got to realize our self-concept has to be more important, so our physical circumstances don't dismantle our spirits. Because when we can embrace our existence, we can finally understand why we exist and start to really embrace and in love every part of who we are, so we can stop comparing ourselves to other people who, when we compare ourselves to other people, I want to clarify this. When we compare ourselves to other people, we really are telling ourselves we want their problems too. And I know damn well none of us want other people's problems. Only we think that we want what other people want. It's not true. What we want is our true self, to the point we feel an inner peace that who we are is more than enough. And there's no point of trying to be like someone else, when the best thing about being you is that it will never be duplicated. So what can you do to be the best you that the world has never seen or experienced before? That's why I want to share 12 signs with you today to understand yourself on a deeper level, to realize that there's something beautiful about you, that you'll realize that you'll never want to be like anyone else, and you want to do what you can to be who you feel like in your heart, this is who I want to be, rather than feeling like the creator made a mistake on you, because there's no mistake about you. And you guys, I was supposed to be aborted. I thought that for a long time. Now I'm just like, I am the blessing. Again, not a narcissistic way, but it's more like, damn, I know what I bring to people's life. So let's get into these 12 signs. The first sign is clear as day. You're a deep thinker. You think deeper than other people, to the point people will look at you like you're weird. People will look at you like there's something wrong with you. People will look at you like, why do you think too deep? Like, why do you have to go so deep? And people try to project upon you that thinking deep is something weird. But I'm here to share with you, you're not someone who lives on the surface, hence why you think deep. Your soul can go deep as the oceans, because you know there's more to you than superficial shit. You know there's more to you underneath your skin. You know damn well you're a soul that's experienced itself through different magnitudes outside of you. So that's the first sign, that your personality is complex, hence why people don't get you. You're a deep thinker, and that is something beautiful, because that means you're so creative and you're a great problem solver, and you see things different that most people are not able to see. Hence, you can end up being a guide for a lot of people. Second sign that your personality is complex, that people don't get you, is that you value authenticity. And I find this so beautiful, because I'm a person who values authenticity, vulnerability, and accountability. Because authenticity is allowing you to go out into the world and respect other people's opinions, but you feel like that doesn't resonate with me, but I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to bash it. That's just who you are. You're able to express yourself through your style and not care what people think. You're able to withhold yourself with such confidence that you don't care how people see you or how people perceive you, because you know damn well the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress makes you feel congruent in who you are. So you value authenticity, and you're very selective on the people that you give access to you, because you could see people. You could see right through their facades, and you're like, I could read your intentions. I'm a deep person like that. I could see through people's intentions. I could read them so well, to the point people get terrified or they get offensive, because it's like, how the fuck do you know these things when you don't even know who I am? And it's like, because I can connect with myself on a level to the point that I don't only see myself, but I could see the world outside of me. That takes a sure amount of authenticity and love to be self-aware enough to realize your shadow aspects and your light attributes, to the point that you have the ability to see that within others as well. So let's get into the third sign that your personality is complex, and that is you embrace solitude. I'm a huge believer that being alone holds a power a lot of people can't handle. And I say that because you have the advantage to see so many different aspects of yourself, but to the point that you can overcome fears, you can overcome shadows, you can overcome temptations, you can overcome the ways of the world. And most people don't want to be alone because they have to swallow the hard pill of realizing I'm toxic, I'm the problem. I want to be like the world, I want to be validated, I want to be accepted, so I'm being someone that I'm not in order to receive that inauthentic false love or attention. But for you rather sit in solitude and not be the ways of the world and face all the things that you feel aren't serving you, because you feel that is where your empowerment is, to the point you don't allow anything outside of you to dictate who it is you want to be, how you think, and how you want to feel. So you embrace solitude because you know that's where you find your true self, and you don't need anything outside of you to validate that. That's beautiful. Now let's get into the fourth sign, why people just don't get you. And is that you have a wide range of interests. This is what I love. Like for me, I love people. I have friends who are just like me, and I'm in love with it because they love learning about multiple things. And I'm a huge believer. Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn. And it's so true. So the reason why people don't get you is because you have the ability to connect with different personalities, different people, different ways of being and doing and thinking, to the point people look at you like, why do you hang out with this person? Why you're into that? Why you're into that? Listen, people judge what they do not know. So if you're willing to have a wide range of interests, it's because you're self-aware enough to realize there are parts about me that I do not know, but are interested in these things because it's connecting you to a different part of you. And please understand, we're multifaceted and intelligent beings. So there's so much about us that we do not know, that it will take lifetimes to understand. But when we can follow what it is our heart is craving, we end up finding a wide range of interests, to the point that we can become very adaptable in multitude of ways that a lot of people are not able to do. Hence why they stay stagnant in their own ways of thinking and being, because they're not willing to open up their mind. And my favorite quote is, the one who thinks they know it all is a fool, and the one who pretends that they think they know nothing is willing to learn it all, and that is the wise one. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I hope that awakened you. Now, let's get into the fifth sign, why people just don't get you. And that is, you're highly empathetic. A lot of people don't understand when people who genuinely care about others, who have a sense of love that you have never experienced, is because they have been through so much. That here's the thing, a lot of people go through so much, but they go down the destructive path because they think it's harder for them to face what we call inner demons. But instead, they let their inner demons run wild and destroy themselves on the inside. But people who are empathetic have the ability to go within the rage, to go within the chaoticness of their own internal self, and to be able to understand how to feel and how to think and how to not let that deteriorate them. People who are empathetic seek relief because they've been through so much pain that they don't want anyone else to go through that. But we live in a world that's so apathetic and so hateful and judgmental. When they meet someone who's empathetic, they don't know how to handle that love. They don't know how to accept it. They don't know how to admire it or cherish it. So they belittle it, because people like me who are empathetic and people like you are empathetic, we trigger people to see their shadow attributes, because your love is so profound that they never experience it. Therefore, they have to see parts of themselves that they avoid, to learn how to give love to that part of themselves. So that's why people just don't get you, because you're empathetic, boo, and that is a gift. Now, the sixth sign why people just don't get you is that you're an old soul. For me, I feel like I should have been born in the 80s era. The way I dress, the way I talk, the type of music I listen to is like, dude, I'm a lover of the 80s. My favorite movie is The Lost Boys. My favorite song in that movie is Lost in the Shadows, and it's just straight 80s vibes. But the reason why people don't get you, you're an old soul. Majority of the time, people who are old souls get along with older people a lot better than people their own age, is because their soul has evolved in such to a high level of consciousness that small talk, dumb shit, just don't resonate with them. Please understand, people who are old souls, they are like high minds, meaning small minds talk about people. Small minds talk about people. Medium minds talk about events. But high minds, large minds talk about ideas. So people who are old souls, they have reincarnated many, many lifetimes to understand that they don't crave the ways of the world. They crave what it is their soul needs to feel fulfilled. So therefore, they seek deep conversations. They get along with older people. They talk about things that really do matter within the world because they have been here so many lives that they could just feel underneath the surface and they do not want to pretend. So being an old soul means that you're into old music, you're into old books, or older people will be so amazed by the fact that, whoa, like you like that type of music? You're this age and you like that type of music? Sorry about the blur, you guys. Okay, there we go. We got it. Hey, go back into focus. There we go. But yeah, you're just an old soul, and that's why people don't get you, because you're such on a higher timeline consciously that small minds are not going to get you, and it's okay. Let them go. They're not for you. But the more authentic you stay to yourself, a lot of people may say it gets lonely. It doesn't get lonely. If anything, it gets more exciting because you're holding space for the people who are going to end up resonating with you, and they will come to you. Trust me. Took me a while to get that, to realize the more authentic I am doesn't mean I'm more lonely. It just means I have to let those people come to me, and little did I know, they are coming to me now, and I'm very grateful for that. So that is the 6th sign. Now, the 7th sign why people just don't get you is that you're not afraid of difficult conversations. God, it is so sexy when someone can what is it? I'm getting so excited when I say this. When people can articulate their emotions and communicate that in a way where they're not afraid or they run away from difficult conversations. You don't care to cause tension, and that is beautiful. People don't get you because you're able to have difficult conversations, because you're able to go deep underneath the surface to see the subconscious problem. So, for example, if you and your partner, or you see a couple getting into an argument over dishes, it's not really about the dishes. It's just the fact that that person doesn't feel appreciated. And you're able to have conversations like that. Or you're able to see why someone is holding something back and they're not willing to talk about it. And you bring it to the forefront because you're not afraid to cause tension in order for you to open up your heart. Because please understand, in order to have love, you got to be willing to open up your heart, to take the necessary courage to be like, it could get broken, or it could get healed. So why people don't get you is because you can have intense conversations, because you wear your heart on your sleeve and you have no shame in being vulnerable and expressing what it is you need. And that is a beautiful gift to have. I'm a huge believer that crying doesn't make you weak. Being vulnerable doesn't make you weak. So if anything, lack of vulnerability and lack of being able to cry and feel makes you weak. I'm just going to be honest. It takes so much more strength to be bitter and suppress than it does to be loving and to be vulnerable. Just being real. All right. A sign why people just don't get you, and that is you're motherfucking independent, but not independent where you're in a way where you don't ask for help. You know how to ask for help, but at a young age, you had to learn to soothe yourself, to see yourself, to take care of yourself. And that caused you to grow into a person that doesn't rely on people's validation or love or sense of fulfillment, because you realize at the end of the day, you can see that most people don't even know how to do that for themselves. So you do whatever you can to give it to yourself. And a lot of points and a lot of things happen when you are independent. It's like people feel like, oh, you're too hard to get or you're too picky. And it's like, no. It's like, if anything, I'm protective of myself. And what you're competing with is myself. So therefore, if I don't need you, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It just means, are you really going to add to my life or take from it? So therefore, people don't get you because you're independent. You could take yourself out to eat. You can, for me, I love taking myself out to eat with a book and not just giving a fuck being by myself. Like, I really have no problem doing that. I take myself out to the movies, out to get a pedicure, to get a massage. And like yesterday, I got myself a $60 meal delivered to me, and it was delicious. It was healthy as fuck, and I really enjoyed my day with myself. I was literally smiling walking around eating this banging ass food, just like a weirdo in the house. And I'm like, damn, I'm really fucking enjoying my life. So why people don't get you is because you're independent. You know how to say no. You don't want to go to certain parties or gatherings because you're just good with yourself, boo. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if people belittle you or make fun of you because of that, listen to me when I say this. Those people don't love themselves enough to be still with themselves. And the fact that you have the capability to do that, they are intimidated by that. And that's not because they're intimidated at you. They're intimidated by the fact that you reflect them what they refuse to face. Just saying. All right. 9 sign why people just don't get you. And that is, you cherish meaningful connections. A lot of people, I remember my cousin saying this dumbass shit that made me want to punch him in the face. I'm just being real. I asked him one day, I was like, would you have 4 quarters, quality friends, or 1,000 pennies, fake friends? And he's like, you know what? I'd rather have 1,000 pennies because therefore I could jump from person to person to person to person. And I'm looking at him and I wanted to slap him in his face. I'm like, damn, you're such a taker and a fucking user. But me, I enjoy meaningful conversations that I literally, my circle is so tiny, you guys, and I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that because one, I'm good with myself, but when I do have friends, they're quality fucking friends where I can actually be myself with. So you cherish meaningful connections, and the reason why people don't get that is because people are superficial. They only take. We live in a narcissistic world that wants to be coddled. And therefore, you're a person, when they come across you, they're like, why aren't you cherishing me? Why aren't you loving me? Why aren't you tracing me? Why aren't you paying attention to me? It's because you don't tolerate people who are not able to give what it is you're giving. So therefore, you value meaningful connections to see if people have good intentions for you, to see if they care, to see if they ask you how you're doing. You're a type of person where people don't come across of all the time, but they don't know how to cherish it. So when you bounce, they regret it. And that's why people end up coming back. But also it's because they never met a soul like you, because you're so loving and you truly value connections that are going to inspire you to be a better version, not dismantle your spirit just for the sake of seeking someone's love that may not even be real love. Just being honest. So now, the 10th sign that people just don't get you is that you're introspective. And this is a beautiful gift. I value people that can contemplate and introspect on themselves, because this is a gift most people would not get about you, is that your communication's different. You can articulate your emotions. You know how you operate, how you think. You're a calm individual. And a lot of people just don't get that because people don't understand. A calm person knows true source of violence because they were able to face the darkness or the agony or the anger within themselves. That's why they say the best warrior is not the one that's angry, it's the one that's not. It's because you have been able to proceed with the process of discovering who you are underneath all the facades that were projected upon you to make you someone that you're not. So since you've been able to go within yourself and heal your internal chaos, you have created a sanctuary where you don't need other people, hence why you don't care of walking into a room and not being liked and being loved, but you're being seen and expressing yourself as you are, regardless if people don't like that. So therefore, people don't get that because people are not willing to ask themselves questions, to see themselves, to be with themselves, because it's too intimidating to see the enemy that lies within. Remember, there's never an enemy outside of you, because the only time we see anything as a pursuit towards our ego or competition is because we have an enemy within ourselves that we have yet to face. But when you face that enemy within you, you never have an enemy outside of you. So everything everyone says about you is a projection of themselves that they refuse to face. Hence why they project it outside of them rather than going within and introspecting on it. So that is the 10th sign why people don't get you. The 11th sign why people don't get you is that you're a perfectionist. I know this sucks. Sometimes I could be such a perfectionist because you have such a passionate heart that even when you're cooking for someone, like for me, I really like my appearance of the food is what makes me want to wow someone. That's why I cook with such love. I walk with such love. I style myself with such love. I talk with such love. That's how you are because you have such a passion to making something that you feel is going to be so impactful. So you put your time and your heart and your effort into it because you know that it's all about energy. It's not all about what you're going to get. It's all about what you can give. And a person who has a big heart is such a giver. This is why you're such a perfectionist, because you want to wow people. You want to show them the love that they never have been given, or express yourself in a way that no one has ever seen. So therefore that could cause you to be perfectionist and overthink, is this good enough? Is this not good enough? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why people don't get you. They don't get why you're so disciplined, why you're so focused, why you're so holed in on something that brings so much joy and passion to you. It's because you give a fuck. That's it. That's it. We live in a world where people don't give a fuck, but you do. So please embrace and love that about yourself. But do have discernment over who deserves that and who doesn't. All right. Last sign why people just don't get you. And that is you're sensitive. Now, before we get really defensive, most people be like, I'm not sensitive. Like, listen. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. We are feeling beings. Why do you think we feel? We're not just robots where we just think and operate. No, we feel. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. It's beautiful. Like me, I'm a sensitive person. And for a long time, I used to get so offensive. I used to get so attached. I used to get so I let people's words just made me feel worthless in people's actions. But now I'm realizing being sensitive is such a beautiful thing because I could really enjoy the small things. I could really feel the depths of gratitude and love. But do be sure, being sensitive, just because you can feel the depths of good things, you can feel the depths of hurtful things too. And it could be a little overwhelming at times, but being sensitive is such a beautiful thing because a lot of people are living in this world seeking peace in such wrong ways, through idolizing people, through doing things that aren't really, that they know that their body doesn't really want to do, but they feel like they have to. We live in a world where people just don't know how to find inner peace. But someone like you who resonates with everything I just shared with you, if you are sensitive, that means you have the ability to create such internal peace. That's why people don't get why you're so calm, why you're so content, why you're so still, is because that sensitivity has brought so many lessons, and those lessons have brought blessings in order for you to find fulfillment and contentmentship within yourself. Is that a word? Get a dictionary. I hope it is. But you have found such congruency with yourself that you don't need anything. And you don't want anything because you know you are everything that you've been needing. You stop chasing dreams. You stop chasing goals. You stop chasing the money. You stop chasing people. You just started chasing yourself that has the relief and the peace that you are seeking. And therefore, all because your sensitivity has brought you to listen to your intuition, to listen to your body, to listen to your heart and your mind, and to see what it really needs, rather than allowing your sensitivity to go to waste by tuning into other people just to try to get something out of them. So why people don't get you is because you're sensitive, and your sensitivity brings out a love that the world has never seen, and a part of you that you're meant to get to know with that same amount of love that you give so freely to the world. So other than that, beautiful beings, that's all I want to share with you on 12 signs why people just don't get your personality. And it's not because you're complex, because there's something wrong with you. It's because you're complex, that you're not meant to be read. You're meant to be understood. But everything I shared with you was here to give you a guideline on how to make people get you and fall in love with you before they get even a touch of your skin, a whiff of your environments, or a whiff of your energy. So I hope everything I share with you has given you the validation that you needed to realize the uniqueness about yourself and how to start embrace it, but also to give you the ways of formulating boundaries and discernments for you to understand that there's nothing wrong with you, but how to distance yourself from people who try to belittle you just because they don't understand you. It's because they don't understand themselves. But allowing you to have the discernment to allow in people who are really going to who really want to get to know the real you, and to feel the pure intentions within that without sabotaging it or running away from it. You're not alone. You just have yet to find the people who are ready to meet you. So other than that, beautiful beings, I hope this video inspired you and brought you so much love. But until then, I'll see you on the next one. Please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Until then, only love.